All right, guys, so with intermittent fasting, it's pretty simple. Usually, you don't eat breakfast or you push it till later in the day, and you might even skip like your first snack of the day. So, usually you're fasting for something like 18 hours, and then you eat for, um, you know, 6 hours or whatnot. Or some people eat for 8 hours or 4 hours. There's all kinds. There's people that only eat once a day, right? So when you push that meal back, I actually read a study recently where uh, people who were doing intermittent fasting or participating in that type of diet were studied, and it showed that they did overeat at their next meal, but only like a average of 160 something calories, right? So that's not that much. When you think about a typical breakfast, if you have, a few eggs, a couple slices of bacon, and some, coffee with creamer or whatnot, you might be looking at 500-600 calories. Or if you're eating a few bowls of cereal in the morning, you're definitely looking at like 400 or 500 calories, maybe even more. So when you compare that to overeating 160 calories at the next meal, your overall calories are going to be lower. Now, this does a couple things. You're going to drop weight if you're fasting. It's just going to happen because you have less of a window in which you're giving your body all these calories and nutrients. They're synonymous. So you're definitely going to lose weight as a byproduct of that. The other thing you're going to lose, or I've done a video on this in the past, you can only lose weight in 3 ways: water weight, muscle weight, and fat. You only really want to lose this one guy right here. When you're doing intermittent fasting, you're definitely losing both muscle and fat. Reason being, you're pushing out the window for when you're going to be giving your muscles that protein to help with the recovery process, especially if you're like a physically active guy, right? Or so either you're working out quite a bit or you just have an active lifestyle. Maybe you walk all day for a living. Maybe you're in the army or something. Your body is going to require a lot of protein to keep feeding your muscles, and it requires it often. So when you're already fasting overnight, that's enough on its own, but then you continue to fast through the day. You're pushing that window out for your muscles to get those nutrients and start being able to recover themselves and repair themselves. You're pushing that out even further. So I'm not a big fan of it. But the big idea to take away from this is if you're eating healthy 6 times a day, about every 3 hours, the easiest way to think of that: breakfast, lunch, dinner, a snack between breakfast and lunch, a snack between lunch and dinner, and then a snack between dinner and bedtime. Keep your calories the same as when you're fasting. It's going to be rough because your meals are going to be smaller and you're going to want more after each meal. But think of it this way: you have a habit of eating large quantities at a time. After some time of practicing eating this way, like the slightly smaller portions, your body will adjust and you'll just get used to it, right? It's a thing. It's called homeostasis. Our body likes to adapt to whatever we're doing to it. So the first several days and whatnot, you're going to be pretty hungry with those smaller meals, but push it out. Try it for a week, 2 weeks, try 3 weeks, try 5 days at first. Try to get to 5 days. Then try to get to 2 weeks, so 14 days. Then once you hit week 3, you're done. That's a new habit. 21 days to form a habit or break a habit, something or the other. So try that out. I do think that the 3 meals, 3 snacks a day is much more proven. Intermittent fasting honestly is going to work better for some people, but is for the general populace, I think that the healthy, normal diet is the way to go. So that's it. If you have questions on other diets, or if you have experience with intermittent fasting or eating 6 times a day and tracking your calories, because at the end of the day, it's all calories. If you have experience tracking your calories or anything like that, leave it down in the comments below, share your experience with us, and send me more questions.